carry for Christian McCaffrey. And they are not going to let him turn the corner. Some serious pressure right out of the gate. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Allen now looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 11. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Lions will take over.
Here we go. Hey, hold on. You ain't going nowhere. Shit.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Screen play, McKinnon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At their 49-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Quick pass out to Miller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 26-yard line.
Fight 51, Mike 51. Hey, me and you all day, all day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Jackson now. Forced out to his left. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down, escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Mike 57. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah.
Here's Jackson throwing again. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He finds Douglas complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Hey, check 19! 57! He's crossing. He's checking crap. Check it back. Check it back. All 52. Watch out. On the ball.
Back around his goal line. Here's Allen. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
I'm on.
Now Jackson. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing. But I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
This time, Jackson will throw it. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Call it a gain of 3. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
What? Tight end's right. 3 down. 3 down. 3 down. 3 down. Check three, check three.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive.
50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike. Echo. Come on, boy.
Now Jackson on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Tony Pollard, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Match box lights. Screen. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And all the way up to the 37-yard line.
We got this.
A good pickup there, a 22.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Here we go.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, I-7.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He'll take a shot for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to...
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Allen to throw. To throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's just me and you.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. After the sack on first down, Jackson, this one complete to Jordan Reed. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
Here we go. 51's the Mike. 51's the Mike. Come on. 51's Mike. Mike 51. Go.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Complete to Tony Pollard.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So good work there to get points just before the half as they add on to their lead.
As trite as it sounds, every little bit helps. That's exactly what they're going for. Anytime you get a chance to put points on the board, you take it.
And they didn't leave the other side with much time at all on the clock. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Jordan Reed has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Trump. Kill. Get along, West.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. Man, I got you.
Throwing is Jackson. Douglas with a grab over the middle. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
51's the mic, boy. 51. Right here, guys.
Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So 3 field goals that he's hit. Now this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And his kick is good. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Allen. Going deep for Hopkins. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and through by Myers. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Here's Myers now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's right.
Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Now it's Jackson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a foot race. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Tony Pollard His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. So now here come the Lions up to go for two.
You better be afraid of me.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for two. And now the lead stays at 5. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
X3, 218, chopper.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. He's going to look deep end zone for Hopkins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. DeAndre Hopkins with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. Here's Allen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Sponge, sponge, sponge. No. Watch safety green.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Fielded at about the 28. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. So they boost their advantage here in the 4th quarter. And don't get me wrong, you take the points. I guess the only downside is didn't really get to milk any of the clock here in this last quarter. But
they'll take the points because, as you and I both know, here in the 4th quarter, things intensify. And while they may not have taken firm command of the game, it does give them a little bit of a cushion.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Jackson on first down. Steps away to his left. And now he'll tuck it and run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. They'll run on first down. Pollard, he's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. Give him 32 yards as we inch our way to the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He'll look to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Hey, Alpha, 6-6, go.
Now Allen. He's going to walk one deep left side here. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred.
If you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable, but do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense, but that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
One last shot for Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
We call it sack block.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Miami, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Miami next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
I'm about